Hello and welcome to Sunday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where today we've got a debut on the channel for Cyron2133, or it could be Cyron2133, and a puzzle called Killers with a Twist, which is some sort of Tetris hybrid. And this has been recommended to us by a lot of people, including folk like Kodak, the absolutely incredible setter, as being well worth our attention. So I'm looking forward to trying this, and some of you may be pleased to know that the rule set for this one is rather shorter than we've had the last couple of days. There have been very good reasons why we've had difficult rule sets the last couple of days, but today it is much more straightforward. A completely original idea though, using the Tetris shapes in the grid, and I love the fact that literally the only clues given are Tetris shapes. This has got, I think, 3 stars out of 5 for difficulty on Logic Masters Germany, and a wealth of very kind comments. So I'm looking forward to giving this a go. Although I'm going to ask for your forgiveness if I'm slower in my solving than usual. I am feeling incredibly delicate today. I was out last night, happy birthday Tristan, until I think I got home at 2 in the morning, which is incredibly unlike me. I may have had a little tipple or two during the evening's festivities, and my voice has gone all very croaky indeed. But it was a lovely evening, and I caught up with some school friends of mine who I've not seen in decades. So really very enjoyable indeed. Anyway, what did I want to talk about before we read the rules of Killers with a Twist? There were a couple of things I wanted to mention. Firstly, yesterday we launched this incredible new Lord of the Rings Sudoku hunt by Blobz, and the feedback so far has been everything we hoped it would be. People saying that this is their favourite thing that we've ever had on Patreon. So this is the monthly reward. It's a competition that runs until the 20th. Fantastic pack of puzzles. Quite approachable. I will say that, quite approachable. We've already had dozens of correct entries in, and featuring the art of Ted Nasmith, one of the world's premier Tolkien authors. So this is a special one. So do have a go and see how you get on. And let us know, of course, what you think, and let Blobz know what you think, because Blobz deserves so many plaudits for creating that hunt for us. Now, the other things I've got to do are shout-out related. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to firstly start with Amanda over there in Washington State. Amanda, I was so sorry about the loss of your mother, and thank you for taking the time to write to us. It means a lot. And then Sarah in North Carolina as well. You took the time to write to us and tell us. I'm delighted to hear that you're on the mend now, Sarah. So all the best to you. And then I've got a few birthdays to do, including a late birthday. I'm going to start off with an apology to Victor. And Victor turned 17 yesterday, and I just missed the cutoff for yesterday's video. Your dad Jason did write in time, but I didn't see the email in time. So Victor, I hope you had a great day yesterday with, of course, lots of chocolate cake. Next, Alex. Alex, it's your birthday today. You've turned 29, I think, and I know this because your girlfriend Iris wrote in and wanted to send you lots of love. So, Alex, I hope you have a great day today. And then Chris has turned 15 today, over there in Billericay. It's a wonderful name, Billericay. Anyway, Chris, you've turned 15. I know this because your mum Diane wrote to us and described you as a super keen mathematician, a park runner, and also noted that you enjoy playing the trumpet and piano. So a man of many skills. Chris, happy birthday. Next, David. This is a good one. David over there in Texas. David turns 62 today and notes that he was born on 6/2 of the year 62. So it's an incredible coincidence. I love that. And you're having chocolate cake today with the correct ratio of icing to cake, which is, of course, 1:1. So, David, I think you're going to have a good birthday, and you deserve to. It's not really a palindromic birthday, but there's a lot of 6s and 2s going on in it. And then next, Shruti. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Shruti, you've turned 16 today. And I know this because your friend Benty wrote to us and told us that the two of you have been friends for 6 years. and she wanted to get you a shout out because she thought it would put a smile on your face. I hope that's true. And Shruti, many happy returns. And then finally, a doctor in London, Zara. Zara's turned the big 3-0 today, so Zara, many happy returns. I hope you have a great day. We'll happen to know that you've at least got good weather for your birthday, so very nice too. I hope you have a great day in the sunshine. Now, let's have a look at this puzzle, Killers with a Twist by, I'm going to say Siron2133. I hope I'm saying that correctly. These are the rules. A normal Sudoku rules apply, so we've got to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, in every column, and every 3x3 box. Each Tetris shape represents a killer cage of exactly that shape. The shape cannot be rotated or flipped, and the Tetris shape must be inside of its corresponding killer cage. Killer cages of Tetris shapes with the same colour have the same total, and digits may not repeat in a cage, and killer cages may not overlap each other. So basically we've got to design killer cages around these Tetris shapes. So this T could be like that, but it could be a lot of other things. They just have to, they can't be rotated or flipped. So it could be like that. It could be like that. It could be like that. So it's got a lot of options basically, but what it can't be is like that, because that would be a rotation or a flippage depending on your preference, but either would be ruled out. Okay, and what was the other rule? If they've got the same colour, they sum to the same total. So unless my colourblind eyes are misleading me, we only have 2 totals to discover. So if we work out what this cage's total is, then all the blue cages would have that total. And similarly for the orange Tetris shapes. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. I'll restart my clock and say, let's get cracking. So what can we see? I can see that this shape, it can't be rotated, and it's five dots or 5 cells high. So those are definitely part of this shape. Now this is going to be the challenge, isn't it? How do we do this? Do we just highlight it with a colour? The only problem with that is I'm sort of losing a bit of the I mean, I can see that is probably still blue under there, but it's not completely obvious to me. I might just experiment with a line instead. Hang on. Let's just have a... it's not lovely either, is it? Let's try that. I don't know. I think I'll go back to colours. I'll make those thingy. Right. I have actually got something here. This is well done for my alcohol-soaked brain. Yeah. I think this is fair enough, isn't it? So let's say that this looks like this. The point is that the minimum digits I could put in this cage would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, which means these add up to 15 or more. Definitely. The blue cages all add up to 15 or more. But in row 1, I've got 2 2-cell cages. I don't know where they go. But that's interesting, isn't it? Because let's say they go here. Let's say that these are 2 2-cell cages. What's the absolute maximum we could put into those 4 cells? Well, that would be 6, 7, 8, and 9, which add up to 30. And 30 divided by 2, because there are 2 cages, is 15. So this can't add up to more than 15, because the implication of that, let's say this added up to 16, would be this was 16 and this was 16, and I ought to be able to get 32's worth of digits into 4 cells of row 1, which is clearly not going to work. So we can remove Captain Beaky. That did look a bit like Captain Beaky. And we can remove Captain Beaky. Sorry, so we've got those are definitely in. And these squares are definitely from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, that feels like that's the same. Yes, this is lovely actually. So what that means is that we actually know the shape of this eye. Exactly, we know where it goes, because I know that somewhere within those six cells contain the two horizontal two-cell cages, which have the 6, 7, 8 and 9 in them in row 1. So this square is definitely a 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. Actually, as indeed are those two. So I've spotted something else now. But now in this column, we know that the 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s and 5s are hypothecated for the 5-cell eyepiece. So that must be part of that. Because if it extended down there, that would imply there were 6 cells in this column that had to be selected from just 5 different digits, and that will necessarily lead to a problem with Sudoku. So we've got our first shape. Let's outline it. There we go. And because these two squares also have to be low in row 1, I've got sort of a 6, 7, 8, 9 thing going on in box 2. I'm going a bit... being a bit overzealous perhaps with the pencil marking. I mean, I could do the same thing down there. Now, where do we think? Do we think it's going to be this, or do we think it's going to be these? Or do we think... Oh, okay, hang on. There's another Tetris piece here that's 5 cells and it's blue. So this shape, oh, actually, I don't know what shape this is. I know what basic shape it is. I just don't know how it fits into the puzzle, because it seems to have a lot of different forms. But that cell itself has to be a 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5, because this is 5 cells that add up to 15. So this has the same digits in it as this one. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple. So, if it was like that, this one would be blocked in and would have to go like that. Yes, okay, I'm going to look at this one. Now, where does that one go? And I haven't got a very good answer to that, but I've got a small answer. It doesn't go into column 5, I'm going to claim. Because were it to do so, the only way it could do so is if it looked like that. So, and it doesn't look like that because it would overlap with this cage. So this doesn't get as far over, it doesn't get as far west as column 5. So it has to live, and it can't do that, can it? So its 3-cell sort of base structure has to live within these 4 cells, which means these 2 cells, actually, this isn't very good, is it? Those 2 cells are definitely part of this shape. So it's either like that or it's like that. This one, yeah, okay, this one's better. I'll use blue for a moment. This one has to do that, I think. Now, I might be wrong about that, so let me just... I can't see another way. This has to be part of sort of an S-Tetris piece that can't rotate. So I can't do that or anything like that. Oh, my phone's going crazy. I need to look at that, but hang on. Let me try and concentrate. I think that has to do that. I can't see another way that can go in. And if that's true, that's going to allow me to do this, which is quite exciting. But we don't know what the orange total is, do we? We know all of the blue cages sum to 15. So, Sorry. So, hang on. Yeah, well, I haven't worked out anything, but I'm presuming, without having proved it, I'm about to experiment with it, is that this, whatever this shape is, it's pushing this T somewhere this way, I think. That might not be right, but it looks like to me like it's... I mean, the furthest over this could be would be like that. So if that was like that, where can this T go? The answer is potentially like that. Although, oh, hang on, maybe it's not this one. Maybe it's this one. Maybe it's not. Oh, hang on, if that did that, that's breaking this one. So it doesn't do that. Right, so that's interesting. So this can't be the sort of top cell of this Tetris piece, because it would have to look like that, and this one's blocked in. So this must be part of the base of this Tetris piece, and now that base is 3 cells long, so these two are definitely part of that piece. And then this one, I think that's got two... well, hang on. It's got 2 possible positions, but surely there must be an overlap. So it's the overlap between that and... oh, dear. No, that's really horrible. And that. So those two are definitely in. Right, okay. So we definitely know these two, whatever, are in this shape at the bottom. And that is a blue shape, so that adds up to 15. But this one... oh, well, maybe we can do it differently then. So this one... yes, okay, here is a point that is valid, I think. Right, see the sort of the spine of this T in this one. So it's got a vertical spine that's 3 cells large. Now, I am going to claim or allege that that spine lives in those 3 squares. Because what I can see now is it can't live to the west of that, can it? Because, I mean, it's got to overlap with this cell. There's just no way it can. It cannot be to the west of it. No, it can't be to the west of it. Now, can it be to the east of it? Now, in theory, I think it could be if it was that shape. But if it was that shape's broken. Let's just absolutely make sure that we agree with that. So we can't put... no, it doesn't work. That's impossible. So that is not the shape of this T. Now that means this T is either that or that, which means it definitely has a spine taking in massive great digits. 6, 7s, 8s and 9s. Which means that... yeah, that's it, right. This is very clever. This is really a very clever puzzle already. Yeah, because, okay, how is that going to work then? And the answer is, I don't know where this T goes, or if I do know or could know, I haven't figured that out. But it must take in 6, 7 and 8 as its spine digits, because anything larger will break, because once it's got, let's say it's this shape, once it's got the 6, 7 and 8 in it, these two have to be filled as well, don't they? And what are they going to be? Well, the minimum they could be would be a 1-2 pair, which means the absolute minimum I can make this T add up to is 6, 7 and 8, which is 21, plus 1 plus 2, which is another 3, so it's 24. Well, 24 is the maximum because of that. That is a 3-cell cage. And these are killer cages, so I'm sure I read in the instructions that we couldn't have something like that and put 99 in, because it said, yeah, it says digits may not repeat in a cage. So the highest value cage you can possibly have in 3 cells is 24 with a 9, 8 and a 7. So now we know that the T down here is, well, it's got to have those two in it. And it's either this shape with a 1-2 pair here, or it's this shape with a 1-2 pair there. I don't know how to tell which of those is the correct one. There's probably a way to tell, but I don't know what it is. Oh, yeah, okay, I can see what it is now. Yes, it's not this one. This is a really clever puzzle, actually. Because if it was this one, what would this shape be? And the answer is it would be that. And then this one can't exist, because it needs to poke up here at some point, because this is definitely part of its base. We worked that out. So this is not the shape of the T. The T does that. And now we know that's 9 in the column, because we know that the T doesn't have 9 in it. These are a 1-2 pair. That's not 1 or 2. This probably does something. Well, do I? No, I don't. I don't. I was thinking, do I know the shape of this? Oh, the luxury that would be. But no, I don't think I do. Or do I know the shape of this? I probably know the shape of this now. That's got to be that. That's good. So this is definitely these two cells. I'm going to have to start reusing colours soon. Actually, I haven't used red. I'll use red. So this one either goes to the 9, which would be interesting, or it goes there. Okay, but now, we've now got the 2 totals for all the cages, and they are basically sort of maximum, aren't they? So we've got 15 for blue and 24 for orange wherever they occur. Yes, right. So, yeah, this is fine. So this square is part of a 7, 8, 9 triple. Well, I don't think. Bear in mind that this is either a 7, 8 pair or a 6, 9 pair, because it's got to add up to 15 in a domino that's either that or that. Now, if this square went up like that, oh, it can't do that because that cell's not got any of the right options. Well, let's say it does that. If it does that, is that okay? That might be okay, actually. Yeah, it can't do this because this would be a 7, 8, 9 triple, and this would have no way of being a domino that adds up to 15 because it could only, the highest digit it could have in it would be a 6. Right, so it's not that, and it's not that, and it's not that. So I think it has to be that. Let's fill that in with yellow. We haven't used yellow. So this has to be from 7, 8, 9. This has to be from 7, 8, 9. And this domino, whatever it is not a 7, 8 pair now, because that would put 9 in both of these squares. So this square is from a 6, 9. There's a 6, 9 domino, which means these are not 9. This is brilliant. This is absolutely brilliant. So this is now a 9. This is from 6, 7, 8. 9 in the bottom of column 6 is here. There's, oh, right, that digit goes there in box 2 by Sudoku. So there's now a 7, 8 pair and a 6, 7, 8 triple in row 3. There's a 6, 9 pair up here. There's a 7, 8 pair in the top row over here. So actually, let's label that up in a sort of strange way. It's something like that. It's going to be how I'm going to do it. In fact, maybe I'll do it like this. And I don't know. Do I now know what this is? If if the base of this is in row 2, so it looks either like that or like that, that feels difficult to me because 5, 6, 8. No, that might be okay, actually. This one would have to add up to 24, wouldn't it? But yeah, maybe in that specific way it could work. These two squares would be a maximum of 5 and 6, which is 11. So these would have to add up to 13. And why couldn't that be 5? Oh no, hang on, if that's 5, 6. No, hang on, this might be more tricky. How do we do this then? This is either a 7 or an 8. Yeah, hang on. Could I not make... If this is 7 or 8, these would be different. So they would be 15, which means these add up to 9. Why couldn't they be 3, 6? I think they could. So that's fine. That is fine. So I can't disprove that. So I was hoping I could force it down there, or maybe that's the thing I'm meant to do. Maybe I'm meant to think about that, and that doesn't work for some reason. Because these squares, what if they didn't include 9? That would be 4, 5, 8, 17, and that would have to be big. That wouldn't work. So there would be a 9 here. But that could be 8, and that would give 17, and then the other two digits would have to add up to 7, which could be 3, 4 pair. Oh, I don't know. Sorry, okay. So I don't know how to use that at all. What should we do then? What do you think? Do we now know? Oh. I've got one thing about this one. That one doesn't go down there anymore because it would have a 9 in it. So if this was the shape of this Z pentomino, it would have a 9 in it in one of these squares. The other 4 digits would be a minimum of 1, 2, 3, and 4, which add up to 10. And 19 is more than 15, which is the total we're meant to make for the blue Tetris pieces. So this doesn't go here. So this one, well, how does it not do that then? It must do that. That's the only way that this shape can exist. So let's use purple again over here. Right, this is lovely. Okay, because this shape we know adds up to 15. We know it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 quintuple. So the 1 and the 2 in it have to go into those squares. This is a 3, 4, 5 triple now, in the sort of the midpoint of this Z pentomino. And now these squares are high. They're from 6, 7, 8, 9. And the green thing definitely has a 9 in it. So the minimum these 3 digits are is 22 if they were 9, 6, 7. So the maximum, this is good. The maximum this digit is 2. And that means it could be 1 as well, if this was 6, 8, 9. But that means I've got a 1, 2 pair here, which is going to do... Yes, this is very cool. This red one can't join there, because that Tetris shape is adding up to 15. These two have to add up to 6. Without using 1 or 2, they can't be 1, 5 or 2, 4, so there's no way to do it. So that is now another shape. Look, I've got to do some outlining. Let's do some outlining of my shapes. Because we actually have been doing a little bit better of late. We don't know... Oh, we do! We know what this one is. Sorry, I hadn't spotted this. Look, that one must look like that. Which means these turn orange. So this shape adds up to... This shape hasn't got a 9 in it. And it adds up to 24. So what if it didn't have an 8 in it? 8, 7, 6, 4 is only 22. So there is definitely an 8 in this shape. Or maybe this is better. Oh, hang on, I can use the secret. I can use the secret. Now, the secret is something I share with only my very favourite people. But if you're watching this video, you're certainly one of my favourite people. Now, the secret relates to a whole box or a whole row or a whole column of a Sudoku. Now, because of the rules of Sudoku, that row, column or box will contain the digits 1 to 9 once each. If you add up those digits, you get 45. So I know that those squares add up to 45, but I know other things as well, don't I? I know that these add up to 15. 1 plus 2 plus 9 is 12, so these squares together now add up to 27. And this adds up to 24. 27 plus 24 is 51. So if I know all of those 10 cells add up to 51, but these 9 cells add up to 45, that square is a 6. Which means that square is a 6. This is brilliant. This is just such a beautiful puzzle. It really is. Now, do I know what these are now then? I know one of them is an 8. I worked that out before. So that's 14 in 2 cells. So I need 10 more without using 1 9. So it must be 3 7, I think. I think this has to be 3 7 8. And we'll check whether that gives us the right total here. 4 5 and 6. Yeah, that's fine. That definitely adds up to 15. That's not 6. Right. Okay, let's just take stock and work out what's going on. So now what do we do? This thing at the bottom must be those 2 squares, mustn't it? But then it could be that one or that one. And this would be adding up to... Oh, maybe we can rule that out, because that would add up to 15. These would add up to, I suppose, 12, either 13 or 14. So 28 or 29. These would add up to 17 or 16 by the secret. So they would be from 7, 8 and 9. Okay, that doesn't break the world, so that might be able to be blue. I was wondering if it couldn't work, because I'd have too many low digits, but I think it's probably okay. Oh, what about this? So this is sort of a 2 by 2, but it must, so it's either this shape or this shape, but it's definitely those two. Let's use grey for that one. That shape's finished. Sorry, I could have outlined that one. So we're not doing too badly so far as constructing all the shapes is concerned. But where are we meant to look? Now, oh, I've got a 7 8 pair here, so that's a 3. Sudoku of all things. That fair-weathered friend. So this is not a 3. Oh, look, okay, there's a 3 down here by Sudoku. And that means this square is not a 3. It means those squares are not 3s. No, what I was about to say then was absolute bobbins, so I'm not saying it. Okay. So which shapes have I not got? I've not got... Oh, that's interesting. Well, I won't use it, but I'm telling you this shape here, which is part of a horizontal domino that adds up to 15 that contains a 7-8 pair, is not going to be there. Because that will create a deadly pattern, look. There would be nothing about the... I'll just show you that because it's quite interesting. Yeah, and I pity all those people who had to talk to me at last night's party. This is... If this was a 7-8 pair, you can see this is a 7-8 pair. How would the internal logic of this puzzle now determine whether the 7s were here or the 7s were here? And the answer is that the internal logic of the puzzle could not determine which way round those 7s went. Yeah, that's right, because this would be a domino. We can't use this to do it. This is part of this 2-shell piece here. So there's no way of telling, and therefore the puzzle would have at least 2 solutions, and we have never ever in all our years published a puzzle with 2 solutions. I'm absolutely sure this puzzle doesn't have 2 solutions. But if you were speed solving, which we're not, but if you were speed solving and you were told this puzzle had a unique solution, then you could now write the 7-8 pair here. But I always approach these videos from the perspective as if I'm trying to prove the puzzle has a unique solution. So I'm not going to use the fact that I know it has a unique solution to solve it. So I can't make that assumption. But so we've got this one. We've got to finish this one. We've got to finish this one, which has 2 possible orientations. We've got to finish this one. And these squares add up to what? They add up, that's orange, so that adds up to 24. But that square is quite, well, that could be a 9 though. These can't be 7s or 8s. Actually, you can't put 7 or 8 anywhere in that one, so that must be forcing. So what are the maximum digits we could possibly put into this cage? Well, the answer to that is 9654, isn't it? That's really clever if that's right. Not of me, it's nothing to do with me, but of Cyron2133. Yeah, I don't think you can put 7 or 8 in this cage. So the biggest digits I could put in it would be 9654. I know 6, 5 and 4 add up to 15, plus 9 is 24. That's what that's meant to add up to. So I think this is 9654. That's not 6. That's not 6. And that does absolutely diddly squat. That's really weird. Hang on. Okay, where's that digit in this box? Because that digit can't repeat in its own shape. So it goes there. So now that digit goes in one of those 2 squares. Alright, where's 3 in this box? I don't know the answer, but it's in that domino. So 3 is not there. So this is a 3 and that digit, whatever that digit is. Sorry, I realise I've stopped talking. I'm not actually seeing anything else I can do. I know, okay, let's try and work out where this goes. This doesn't do that because it would overlap with the top one. If it did that, let's have a look at that. Didn't I look at this before? This one would be a 7-8 pair. That digit could not be higher than 5. So the maximum size of those 3 squares would be, well, we could have a 5 here and a 6 here, and a 4. 5, 6 and 4 is 15. No, I don't think this works. I might be... I'm not sure, actually, because I thought I looked at this before and thought it did work. If it goes here, that digit definitely can't be higher than 5. Because it sees a 6, 9 pair somewhere over there, and it sees a 7, 8 pair here. So that's a maximum of 5. These two are a maximum of 6 and 5. So combined, these cannot be bigger than 6, 5 and 4, which is 15. I need 9 more to get to 24, and I can't get there. I don't think this is right. I don't think this is right. So this one, well, this is good, isn't it? Because that means if it's not that shape, and it's not that shape, this is the top piece of this Tetris shape, so it's that shape. And if it's this shape, well, I still don't really know what these are. Does it have to have 9 in it? Probably not. If it didn't have 9 in it, in one of those 3, well, in fact, in one of these 2, what would it be? These would be a maximum of 4 plus 5, which is 9. That would be a maximum of 6. No, it's not enough. It's the same point again. This would be a 4, 5. That could be 6. That's 15. We need 9 more, and we'd only have 7 or 8 more. Right, so there is a 9 in here. The 9 goes in one of those. That's not 9. Ooh, okay, that digit, remember, was going in there. So that's given me a 3, 4, 5 triple in this column, which might be interesting. Or not, as the case may be. Oh, my voice is so croaky. Oh, nearly. That digit has a friend in one of these 2 squares, which is the same as it. And that means that this digit goes in one of those 2 squares in column 8. Now, if it was there, and this was a 1 or a 2, these would have to be enormous. If that would be a 1, these would have to be, this would add up to 23. So this would be 8, and this would be a 6, 9 pair. But if this was 2, these would add up to 22. This would be a 9, and this would be a 6 or a 5. It would have to be a 6. But that thing is, it works, doesn't it? It does work, so we can't say that this isn't a 1 or a 2, which is a bit disappointing. Bother. Okay, sorry. But hang on, there's something here, isn't there? Yeah, okay, that digit, let me just flash that digit for a moment. Oh, don't like that. Do it like that. That digit is a 4 or a 5. So that digit has to be in one of those squares, because this is a 3, 4, 5 triple. Well, that digit is not there, and because in this box that digit is in one of these 2 squares, because it can't repeat in there, it's not here, so it's there. So that digit is the same as that digit. This is a 4, 5 pair. That's a 3. Oh no, that's annoying. Well, no, it's not totally annoying. So these squares, we know they included this digit as a 1 or a 2. They now include a 3 as well. So these 2 squares are from 1, 2 and 3. That's shifting the 9 over into this square. But it's giving this square another option besides 1 or 2. It could now also be 3, which would mean these add up to 21. So these 2 would add up to 12. And if that's 7 or 8, this would be 5 or 4, which doesn't work. That is super. Yeah, this can't be 3. Because these would add up to 12. This would have to be a 4 or a 5 to partner up with the 7 or the 8, and it can't be 3, 4, 5. So that square is not 3. That's a 1 or a 2. This is a 3. That's not a 3. So that digit now is... That digit is 6, isn't it? If it's 5, we... Oh, no, that's wrong. Sorry. My mathematics deserted. Oh, no, it is. It is 6, because it can't be 5, because there's a 3, 4, 5 triple. Otherwise, it could have been, because it could have been 9 plus 5 plus 2 plus 8. But that won't work, because 5 is not a valid digit here. This is a 6. These add up to 15. These have to add up to 9, and they're either 7, 2 or 8, 1. Wow, okay. But we've got another shape, so we're definitely going to delineate that. And the next thing we're going to do is we are going to... What are we going to do? Well, I was going to say we could try colouring 1s and 2s, but I don't think that's going to go very far. That digit and that digit are the same, and they are the same as that digit. It's not... I don't think it's good enough. Oh, they're the same as that digit as well. I don't see how we can propagate it, but so I'm not going to do that. Let's try instead to argue about... Can I use this somehow? There's definitely a 6 in here. That digit is definitely in there somewhere. It's not there, is it? Because if that digit was there, I'd have to put it in one of those 3, and I can't. So that digit is in one of those 2. And then it goes up here. So there's a 4 or a 5 in one of those squares. Oh, it's not quite good enough, I don't think. 7, 8 pair here. 6, 7, 8, 9 here. So these are from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a random 6, 9 pair there. Bobbins, I'm getting stuck. What else? Is this in any way obvious? Golly gosh, I don't know. Sorry, if this is obvious, well done. I'm not seeing it at all. I'm not actually sure where to look either, which is most disconcerting. Can we get... Oh, here's a little tiny point. Where's 7 and 8 in box 5? They're not there, because there's a 7, 8 pair looking at that square, so that's a 7, 8 pair. So this digit is 1, 2, 4, or 5. Oh, it's nearly good, but it's not good enough. I don't know what to do. Well, we could argue about... Can I propagate the 4, 5 colouring a bit further? I know that digit's in one of those. No, that's horrendous. That's a horrendous thought. Don't have that thought, Simon. That's silly. Okay, 3 is in one of those 2 squares by Sudoku in row 3. That's almost certainly not what we're meant to do next. What are the digits we need down here? They're 3, 4, 5 and 9, aren't they? So this digit is down there somewhere. So these are from 4, 5 and 9. And these are from 3, 4 and 5. So That digit goes down there, goes up there. No, I can't quite do this. This is very, very frustrating. I think I'm... No, I'm not even sure what I was about to say is oh, here's a small point. Where's one? Oh, this is big. This is a big point. Right, I've got a 1-2 pair here. Where do those digits go in this box? Don't forget this digit is a 7 or an 8, so it can't be a 1 or a 2. So the other one of 1 and 2 that's not that one goes there. That's big, because that now places my 7-8 thing. That's got to be there. That's a new discovery that we've just made. There's all sorts of pencil marks everywhere here. So this is 1, 2, this is 7, 8. This is from 4 and 5. So these two digits are now... Oh, there's a 4, 5 pair here. So this is 6 or 9. Which I don't think we can do anything with. That digit's definitely not 7 and 8. We can get rid of lots and lots of corner pencil marks. Hang on. Right. This is a strange deduction, but it might be valid. Where does that digit go? In box 5. Because that digit, which is a 1 or a 2, in box 2, has to be in one of these two, doesn't it? And then in box 5, it can't be in these two. So it has to be there. Well, okay. Yeah, okay, so I am going to try and... I am going to try again with 1s and 2s, I think. So let's start with that one. I don't know which colour to pick. I'm going to pick this colour, which might be a very bad idea, but let me just try it. So that's the same as that, isn't it? Which must be the same as this, because that digit must appear in this cage, which now means it's the same as this, which means what? Well, no, it does mean something, I think. I now need to colour the other one. Right, I'm going to colour the other one red. So that one's red, which must be the same as this one. And we know that one is the same as that one, don't we? Because this one goes in one of those two places, which means it goes there. Oh, I see. So that one's red, actually. So that means that one's light green. I'm not sure this is quite doing it, but it's a little bit interesting. Yeah, no, here's the original question. I'm going to actually get rid of the green in there, which is a bit of a sad thing. So maybe I'll replace that with a totally new colour. No, not brown. No, that colour, no. That colour, no. I haven't got very many. Oh, light blue. I'll make that light blue. Okay. So let's come back to this. Where is light green in this box now? Because light green and red are opposite, so that it's not that one. So it's there, isn't it? That's got to be a 1 or a 2. So now I've got a 4, 5 pair here. I've got a 1, 2 pair floating in these 3 digits. So this square is definitely not a 1 or a 2. That square is not a 1 or a 2 because it sees both colours of the 1, 2 pairs. In fact, also it sees a 1, 2 pair in its column. That's the simpler way of doing that. Okay, and light green by Sudoku is now there, look. So this, I don't think this has been a total waste of time. I'm not sure. I'm still not sure though. Can we keep this going any further? Oh yeah, no, we can keep going. Where's light green in box 1? Well, it's there. That's the answer. That is a thing we've now discovered. So light green. Oh, light green is there. So light green is now forming part of this. Well, that's not very surprising. This is a 4-cell sequence adding up to 15, so it's going to have low digits in it. But have we actually got... Yeah, look, we've plotted the light green digit everywhere, which is lovely. So let's try and plot the red digit instead. Let's get rid of the colouring of this one, so we can focus on red. Now, red is, well, red is in one of those three, which might matter. No, that's not true. What I was about to say something that was total nonsense. I don't see how to do red at all. Could we not? Oh, I'm sorry. Is this obvious? Do I need a red in that one? That must be true. Yeah, that is true. I mean, imagine there was no red in a 4-cell sequence, a 4-cell block that adds up to 15, because that one is not in it. So then it would be a minimum of 3, 4, 5, and 6, which is 18. So there's definitely a red in here. In fact, what is this? Because it can only have one of the very low digits, which we know it must have in it, which is a 1 or a 2. It could have 3 in it. But then it can't have more than one of 4, 5, and 6, could it? So the minimum digits I can put into it would be 1, 3, and 4. And then a 7. And 1, 3, 4, and 7 add up to 15. That's beautiful. Good grief. So it was... Well, no. Oh, this might have been available for a while, this deduction, because I've not really... All we've really used is these 3 squares to deduce that. We didn't need anything extra. So this is made up of 1, 3, 4. Oh, this is going to be good. No, it's going to be very good. It's going to be very good. This is made up of 1, 3, 4, 7. I don't know whether it's there or whether it's there. But that's the only way to make it work, given it can't have 1 and 2 in it. And it can only have one of 4, 5, and 6, which is that one. But we now know that that digit is 4. So that's 4. This is a 5, 6 pair. This is a 5 by Sudoku. So 5 comes out of all of those squares. But there's something much more profound, I think, which I'll get to in a moment. That's not got 4. So these don't have 5. That's a 5 at the top of the grid by Sudoku. There's probably more we can do, but I want to get to the other thing, which is that if there is a 1 in either this or this pattern, that is a 2, isn't it? So this digit is a 2 everywhere it occurs, so we can just write 2 in. And that means that the red digit, wherever it occurs, is now a 1. And that might do things, so that one we can now work out. Yeah, they had to add up to 9, I think. I'm just going to double check my maths there. 22 plus 2, yeah, so that's good. This is an 8. So this is an 8 and this is a 7. That's really, it's obvious, but I didn't see it. Right, where's 8 in this box? And the answer is in that domino. And if that's true, this can't be the 1, 3, 4, 7 shape. So this is the 1, 3, 4, 7 shape. These are from 1, 3, 4, and 7. These don't include 7. So these do. These don't include 1. Oh no, it's not going to work, is it? Oh well. These are an 8, 9 pair of all things, because we've not put 8 and 9 into box 4, so this square is not 8 or 9. That square is not 9. And can we do any more? That's 2, 5. Alright, so these don't include 2. So this is 1, 3, and 4. 1, 4, 5. This square is 1, 4, or 5 by Sudoku. We might... No, that's not a clever thought. What's going on in this column? This digit at the bottom is now quite large. It's 7 or 8, and that's in a 3-cell sequence that's adding up to 15, isn't it? So if it took that one, this would have to be not a 9. It would be a 4. 4, 8. No, 4, 8, 3 doesn't work. 4, 7, 4 doesn't work. This might be difficult to be a blue one. Let's just check this. If this is blue, it clearly can't be 9 because we'd already breached the 15 cap. So it has to be 4, which means these two squares have to add up to 11, which means this is either 4, which would repeat the 4, or it's 3, which would break there, so that doesn't work. So that's how this completes. That gives us another shape. Let's fill it in. So these add up to 15. Now we can do maths to get these two, can't we? Because if this is a 1, these add up to 14. 14 and 15 is 29. So these have to add up to 16, and they're a 7-9 pair. Which means that's an 8. Which means that's a 9. That's a 4. This is not a 7. That is not an 8. These squares here are 1 and something. 1 and 6. Oh, it can do that. That's 1, that's 6. So that's become a 9. This 9 is doing some work. That's 9, that's 7, that's 7, that's 8. That's 7, that's 8. There's a 4, 5 pair, so that's 6 apparently. Oh, that doesn't do anything. Okay. Oh no, that doesn't do anything either. Bobbins. What's going on then? Oh, but can I get these digits then? I must be able to get these. These have to add up to 22. So they have to involve 9, and they can't involve 5. So they are 6, 7, and 9. So there's no 8 in here. So this is the 8 in the row. So that's 8, 6, 7. Let's tidy up our pencil marks. That's not 7, I'm now noticing, due to Sudoku. Do I know where this 6, 9 thing is somehow? Probably do. That's a block, isn't it? So let's actually delineate that. Oh, look, I've got a 9 here. So that's got to be a 9. That's got to be an 8. That's got to be an 8. That's got to be 7. So this is not 7 anymore. That's 7 apparently. I've got a 3, 4 pair, so that's a 1. This 5 means that's 4, so that's 5, that's 4, that's 1. This is 3, this is 5. This is 5, this is 4. So we've done very well over on the right-hand side of the grid. We've just got to somehow get this working in the rest of the grid. I've got a 3 pencil mark there. Is that... how have I got that? I have no idea. No, how... and seriously, how have I got that? What could possibly have given me that? I mean, it would be a very useful thing to know. I don't trust that. I don't trust that pencil mark. I don't know where that's come from. So I'm going to pencil mark this fully. And if I have earned that 3 in there for some reason, that's annoying because it would give me that digit and that digit. Right. Oh, it's probably going to be this shape down here, which I've not given enough attention to. That's not... oh, this is a 7. That's interesting. So this is 6, 9. So again, we could use uniqueness to tell her this isn't going to be the 6, 9, but we won't. In fact, look, where is 6 in this box? And the answer is in one of those two squares. And where is 6 in box 7? And the answer is in one of those two squares. So can there be any more 6s in those squares? The answer is no, because if there's a 6 in that domino, and say here as well, or let's say here as well, that's 3 6s in 2 columns, and that will necessitate a repeated digit. So that's got to be 9. We've just worked out this can't be 6, so that means this is 6. That is the last, well, not the last, but it's one of the last pieces of the jigsaw. This square now is just a 3 or a 4, which is part of a pair in the column. That 9 is going to do some work. So 9, 6, 6, whoops, 6, 5. That's a 5 by Sudoku. That's a 5, that's a 5, that's a 3. So these two squares are 1 and 8, which we can do. That's 8, that's 1. So that's 1. I've got all these 3s and 4s left over, which is slightly worrying. I don't know quite how that's working. But let's come down here where I've got 3s and 4s again. Oh, okay, so it's all going to be resolved, I think, by this shape, which is a 15 shape, and it's got 2 possible. Oh, that looks quite good. Yeah, if that was a 4, I could do 1. Yeah, 1, 8, 4, 2 does add up to 15. But if it's either that, oh, it's not that. That's far too large. That's 20. That adds up to. So it is this. That is the final shape. We can delineate it. I can see what this is going to do actually, because that's got to be a 4 by mathematics. I'm going to get that digit last. So that's 4. That's 3. That's 4. That's 3. That's 3. That's 4. No, see that, I don't know what that pencil mark was doing. It was bogus, wasn't it? There was no 3 there, because these would have been the other way up. But overall, that's a 3, and that's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion, and that is an absolute worldie from Siron 2133. It's quite difficult. It's taken me over an hour. I mean, that might be party brain that's caused me to take that long, but I don't think that was that easy. And there was a bit of colouring, wasn't there, at one point? But I loved that. I thought that was an exceptionally clever puzzle. I'll just give all of those a red flash so that everything is looking fine and dandy. This one didn't get a colour, so let's make it black. And there we go. These are just colours, aren't they? They're not Tetris pieces. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Siron2133, take a bow. Let me know in the comments how you got on. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.